Hey there, quilting friends, it's Carolina Moore, your favorite sewing and quilting YouTuber, and we're down to the last envelope in the Mini Quilt Advent. It is day 12. I'm pulling out this last envelope. This has been such a fun journey, and all great journeys come to an end, and then we get to hop on the next journey. What's the next journey, you might ask? Well, I always have lots of things going on, like lots and lots of things going on. I'm constantly busy with a million different things at once. But I definitely have some fun stuff planned for 2023. And we will go ahead and talk about that while we work on this block. How's that? So that'll be my chit chat for you today while we're doing block 12. So, you ready? Let's get started. So I'm going to open up this block 12 block. Here we go. Alright, there we go. And it's another nice big bar strip. So I didn't keep making pieces tinier and tinier until you ended up with, you know, half-inch, half-square triangles. I think that would be a little much. And that'd be a lot of sewing. The idea of the Mini Quilt Advent is not for you to have tedious, big, cumbersome projects to do during the holidays. Holidays are already busy enough. This was to add a little joy and a little quilting. Most of these blocks take, you know, maybe 30 minutes to sew together. So we're taking off our masking again, and I haven't even flipped over the pattern yet. Okay, there we go. So there's taking off my masking. The last set of masking that we're taking off on the last template for 2022. It's a 2" by 6.5" bar. This is our pattern. It's a fun, different pattern, but this creates a lot of interest when if you make a bunch of them and put them in either, I mean, you can set them all up like this or twist them and you get all different kinds of designs and shapes when you play with this. Also, where you put your darks, your mediums, and your lights. We're using 3 fabrics today, a dark, a medium, and a light. It's such a fun block. And then I give you a set of finishing instructions. So your finishing instructions tell you how to put this whole block together. I'm going to make another video on finishing the quilt, and we will have that up for tomorrow. So that'll be your day 13 bonus day of doing the finishing instructions. And I've snuck this into your day 12 envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this one and put it back in my zippered pouch, in my project pouch, as my little thing that I get to take out tomorrow. And we're going to go ahead and get started on day 12. Okay, so I only need 2 shapes. I need this and then the 2 by 3.5" bar. Now I did want to say that while I made 12 blocks out of this, there are so many more different combinations that you can make. I tried to use like really standard sizes, so they're all based on 2" finished and 3" finished sizes. So things that finish at 1.5 inches and 3 inches. So if you see, this 2" bar finishes at 1.5 inches. So you could do 2 of these bars and then you could do 2 squares right here, right? Instead of doing 2 of these short bars, you could add a big 3.5" square. Let me grab one to show you. So we have our big 3.5" square that we could do here instead of 2 of those bars. So you could do 2 stripes, a square, and then 2 stripes, or you could do 2 squares and then 2 of the tall stripes. You can, I mean, I could keep going, but there's so many different ways that you combine these different shapes to make all different kinds of blocks. I stopped at 12, but you can keep going without adding more template shapes. So you can make yourself a day 13 and a day 14 and a day 15, and you can keep going. And I would love to see anyone make 12 more quilt blocks to keep going with these different templates, because you can absolutely do it. It wouldn't be that big of a stretch to make 12 more quilt blocks with all these templates. They're like they're like building blocks, or like the wooden blocks you have as a kid. You can keep rearranging them in different shapes to make different towers and different buildings. Same way with quilt shapes. Okay, so we have to pick our 3 fabrics. I think I said I definitely wanted to do the gingerbread today because I feel like the gingerbread has been neglected. I definitely want to do a stripe. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you. Look at that. I definitely did the gingerbread last time. So I was thinking I would love this dark to be a nice big dark stripe, and then my gingerbread. So I'm going to do something different. And then I did ornaments here. So this was my light, my medium, and my dark for the last version that I did. So I want to do the gingerbread. I think I want to use this pale pink as my light. And then what if I did this as my dark? We'll try that. Okay. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of fabric left over. I had a question as to if there's enough fabric to use it for the backing. Even if you had a fat quarter bundle, if you wanted, and depending on how much you Swiss cheesed your fabric, there should be plenty of fabric in a fat quarter bundle even to be able to trim out the Swiss cheese portions and piece it together to make a pieced backing. For the half yard bundle, there is definitely, I mean, there's at least a fat quarter left on every single one of these fabrics. So if I put 4 fat quarters together, I mean, I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty confident I will, by tomorrow's video, do the math, that I think 4 fat quarters would be plenty to use as backing fabric. So a pieced backing should be no problem if you have the half yard bundle, and really shouldn't be a big stretch if you have the quarter or the fat quarter bundle. Okay, let's go ahead and cut our pieces. So I'm going to start with today's template. And so I have lots of pinks here. Is there a spot where I can get, ooh, there are 2 pink trees together. So let me see. I think I'm going to cut all the way into here. So I'm still, you can see, just cutting into the first fat quarter of this half yard. And I want to cut these 2 pink trees. Okay, do I want it to be asymmetrical? You know, I'm going to go with, if I go asymmetrical, I want it to be a lot asymmetrical on purpose. So I'm going to have my trees down towards the bottom. And that's going to give that, this strip, it's going to like weight it towards the bottom. By the way, this strip right here, you could also just cut 4 of these and go 1, 2, 3, 4 to make a 6-inch finished quilt block. So that could be your day 14 block if you wanted, or your day 13 block if you wanted. And that's a rail fence block. 1, 2, 3, 4 strips. Rail fence block done. And then if you want another variation, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. And then this other side could be 1, 2, 3, 4. But you could have, so like in this case, ornaments, gingerbread, and then ornaments, gingerbread, so that you get kind of like that contrast between the two, almost like a checkerboard, but done with rectangles. So see, just from this block and 2 strips, but 2 templates, I already have 2 completely new quilt block ideas. So you can just keep going and keep going. Okay. So I need to do, one more with this on my medium. And I think I'm going to have this pink be my medium this time. So while I'm using the same gingerbread that I did here, I'm just going to put the gingerbread in these 2 spots. Okay, so 1 big strip and 2 small strips. Here we go. And then 2 small strips. All right, remember that time when I cut those 2 pieces? Or I tried to cut 3 pieces at once and that didn't work. So I'm going to make sure I don't, when I cut these 2 pieces, because I have a hole behind here, give myself a hole again. Okay. There we go. And here I did cut through 2 layers, but you can see this much would be a fat quarter. Lots and lots left. Lots and lots of this left. And then last one, I just need to cut 2 pieces out of this one here. Now I can take my pieces, and because, oh my goodness, I managed to get the selvage in there. All right, I will be cutting that one again. Because, I mean, I could try to hide that selvage in the, no, it's gonna peek out. So, nope, I absolutely need to cut another piece. Happens to all of us. Okay. Yep, I wasn't paying attention. Okay. I paid so much attention with that pink and not enough with this one. Okay. Back on track. There we go. So press that one, make it nice and flat, and now we can lay out our pieces. So we're going to stitch these together. Another simple block to stitch together. 1, 2, 3 seams here. So we can do this in pairs and then stitch the 2 pairs together, and then 1 seam here. And I love being able to chain piece things when I can. Strip piecing and chain piecing are 2 of my favorite ways to quilt. So we're going to go ahead and chain piece this by first sewing our 2 pairs and then sewing our 2 big strips together. And when we sew those 2 big strips together, we can then pull these pairs off the back and sew them together. And what chain piecing is there's a little chain of thread between this back set and this set that I'm stitching right now. And so they're just all chained together by 1 long thread. And that means you don't have to break your thread. You don't have to stop. You can just keep sewing. It's just a faster and more efficient way to sew things together. And I love that. Just zipping along. There we go. And I can trim these 2 off the back. Okay. And now I'm going to press towards the dark. The gingerbread is technically slightly darker. I don't think it would really matter too much, but I'll just go ahead and press towards the gingerbread. Okay, so which way did I have this? I had the pink, this pink star down below as my medium. Now, would it change the block greatly if I swap these 2? No, it wouldn't. You can absolutely swap those 2 if you want, or if you accidentally swap those 2, you could leave it. No one will ever know. If you're doing a bunch of these blocks and you want them all the same, then one being swapped would probably be noticeable. If you swapped one, you'd have to just swap all of them. But there's nothing that says that the medium has to go here and the dark has to go there. So I'm still leaving this long strip back here as part of my chain, but now I've got nothing else to sew. And so that's when I remove it all from the sewing machine bed. Okay. This gets pressed towards the gingerbread, pressing it towards the dark. And that means that I have one seam going in this direction, one seam going in this direction, one seam going that direction. So two are going up, one's going down. Totally fine. And that's the way, that's that direction. It actually turned out nice. Like this gingerbread man's upside down, but the bigger pieces all feel right side up. Okay, this is also getting pressed towards the dark, which is obviously the trees here. Okie doke. And now, one last seam to just sew these together. There we go. I'm going to cut my extra threads up here. And you can see both of these blocks, both have that gingerbread, a little bit different spot, and the two blocks look really different. So that was day 12 of the Mini Quilt Advent. I promised that while we were working on this that I would chat with you about things that I had coming up next year, and then I didn't even do that. So I'm going to take a minute to do that now. This is the 2023 4-patch block of the month. If you've been enjoying this Mini Quilt Advent, I think you'll love the 4-patch block of the month. This is a calendar. They are in the shop right now. I'll go ahead and include that link down below. And it has instructions for making your blocks. Now, these instructions do not use templates. You can use your existing quilting rulers. Some of them, however, you can use the templates that we have from the Mini Quilt Advent. So you don't need Mini Quilt Advent templates to make this, but in some cases you can pull out those templates if you like and do some fun fussy cutting for your blocks, but not all of them. So like this one, the instructions are, I mean, there's some 2" by 2", and so we do have a 2" by 2", yes, square. So you could use that, but that'd be the only spot that you could use in cutting those 4 2" by 2" squares. And some of them, like, not at all. This uses 4.5" and 6.5" squares. So that one, not at all. But as we get through some of these different, let me see. I know, or I thought there were some that used. We'll just flip through all the pages then. By the way, I needed to figure out what holidays I wanted to put on the calendar because calendars have holidays on them. And I thought about just leaving it blank, but that just felt too lonely to me. I needed to put something on here. So I decided that I was just going to put nonsense holidays on here. For example, not everyone celebrates Mother's Day or Father's Day. And I understand that some of those holidays can be painful for certain people. Didn't include Mother's Day, Father's Day, didn't include Christmas, didn't include Hanukkah, didn't include Easter, didn't include 4th of July. There are a lot of international folks who I sew with here on YouTube, and y'all don't celebrate 4th of July. In fact, I imagine England celebrates 4th of July just a little different than the US might. Thanksgiving, I'm originally Dutch. Thanksgiving is just a regular Thursday for most of Europe. Thanksgiving is a US holiday. So deciding what holidays to put on here was tough. So I picked nonsense holidays. Now, they are US nonsense holidays because they might be like national something, which is kind of a US based thing. But I welcome you to celebrate these nonsense holidays with us. So here is Sewing Lovers Day on October 15th, National Pins and Needles Day on November 27th. By the way, this has some more 2x2 inch blocks that you can cut with the templates. So yeah. And then it has finishing instructions at the end. So some super fun holidays. July, no 4th of July, but we did put Thread the Needle Day. And then there is a National No Housework Day that I made sure to include. There's also Local Quilt Shop Day in January, where you have a very specific excuse to go shop at your local quilt shop. So this is our next big project for January. I have lots of other videos coming up that are individual project videos, and lots more technique videos and tool videos, because you know I love my quilting notions. But this is our next big project. This will be all throughout the year in 2023. Go down to the description and I have the link for where you can get this, and I will ship them to you. The way I've set up shipping for international is that it messes up my whole site if I try to remove international shipping for just this item. So, and it's not digital because it's a calendar. It really does need to be like a physical thing. So for international, what I've done is I've set the shipping flat no matter how many you order. So if you order 5 of these, if you order 10 of these, you will pay for the individual calendars, but you will pay no extra dollars for shipping. You'll pay the same shipping for one as you do for buying 10 or 50. Like, I don't know why you would buy 50, but you would pay the same shipping for all of those. So I will cover any extra shipping if you want to share this with friends. That's what I've done for international. So hopefully that helps out there. All right, friends, thank you so much. I do have one more day of Mini Quilt Advent as we put all these blocks together, but it has been so fun sharing this with you. Thank you so much for being here. The December is just crazy, and adding this is honestly another level of crazy, but it's the most fun, and I feel the most connected, even though it's just me, and yes, the cat's in here, just not right here right now, but it's the most connected I get to feel here in December, and I love that. So thank you so much for joining. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and I would love it if you would share this YouTube channel with some of your sewing friends as well. That's it for today, my friends, and I'll see you right here one more time bright and early tomorrow morning before we go to our regular schedule of YouTube videos. Bye for now, my friends.